In this generation, there was a great lack of knowledge of the capabilities of computers. Since a study was carried out that determined that with 20 computers on the United States market will be saturated in the file data processing. This generation spanned in 1950s and it known as the first generation. Second generation. In this generation, computers are reduced in size and cost less. Many companies appear and computers were quite advanced for their time, like the Baruch 5000 series and the University of Manchester Atlas. Some computers were programmed with performance tape and others by reading on a board. Third generation. The third generation of computers emerged with the development of integrated circuits, in which thousands of electronic components are placed in a meter integration. Computers again got smaller, faster, gave off less heat, and were more energy efficient. The EBM316 computers dominated salad of three generations of computer science. It introduced in 1965. The PDP-H from Digital Equipment Corporation was the first mini computer. Fourth generation. Microprocessor appeared, which is a great advance in microelectronics. There are high-density integrated circuits with impressive speed. Microcomputers based on their circuits are extremely small and cheap, so their use extended to industrial market. Here are born personal computers that have acquired enormous proportion and that have influenced society in general on the so-called information revolution. Fifth generation. In view of the accelerated march of microelectronic industry, society has been given the task of also putting the development of software and systems with which computers are handled at the high international companion airs for the dominance of computers market, in which two letters are emerging for domestic of computers market, in which two letters are emerging whole, however, have not been available to reach the desired level. The ability to communicate with the computers in more everyday language and not to through specially control codes or language. Japan launched in 1983 to so-called first generation computers program, with the explicit objectives of producing machines with real innovation in affordable criteria, and in the United States a program is already under development that pursues similar objectives, which can summer as follow artificial intelligence and robotical. It first shifts in communication networks.
Electronic waste, environmental pollution in Guatemala. What is electronic waste? Electronic waste are electronic devices that have reached the end of their useful life and are therefore discarded. Did you know that electronic waste represents 70% of the toxic waste in Guatemala? The extreme amounts of lead in the electronic devices can cause harm in the nervous system and the kidney. For every 150 tons of electric waste that are recycled, 3.1 million liters of water are freed from pollution. The increase in sales of electronic devices in Guatemala, the speed of which the technology is updated, in addition to the shortening of the useful life of the material, it generates an increase in this type of waste that now does not have an environmentally adequate management system. Some solutions to avoid pollutions are that instead of throwing away the devices, you give them to places that pay to rebuild the electronics. This does not make them disappear, but they do earn a useful life. There are also junkyards which melt the metal, and other places which can get rid of lithium and other toxic materials in batteries and other components. Some devices that can be considered obsolete and no longer useful could prove useful to other people from lower resources, therefore it could be a good idea to donate instead of disposing of the devices. Instead of throwing away the devices, one could go to a store when they can either buy or exchange them, which not only makes it so you don't have to throw the device away, so it doesn't pollute, and when buying a replacement for said device you could get a discount for it.